Good morning. My name is Joanne Thomason, and I want to start off with asking you guys a couple of questions. What is the most vital source necessary for survival? Air, right? We can't survive without oxygen. So do you ever think about the air that you breathe every day when you're indoors? I mean, how many of us think about that? I know I don't. If I don't see it, I don't think about it. So let's talk about a few facts that can involve and affect our health. Indoor air quality. So according to the EPA, indoor air quality is up to 5 times more polluted than outdoor air. 5 times. That's pretty serious. So why is this important to you? Well, polluted air can be detrimental to your health. I find that to be pretty important. So let's start with the basics. What is household dust made of? Do any of you know? Okay, well, one of the most obvious that we see all the time is lint. Our fabrics shed all the time, but that's not the only thing that sheds in our house. Our skin sheds all the time. So these dead skin cells wind up on our upholstery, on our carpet, and they wind up everywhere. They also attract these mites, and they're called dust mites. These little culprits will feed on these dead cells, and then they leave feces behind all over your house. And when they die, their corpse disintegrates in the house, incorporating more pollution into your air. As well as when you track in pollen and allergens when you come home from work or from play. You're tracking all this stuff into your house. Then when you're cleaning, you have combustible byproducts, volatile chemicals, and smoke. And according to the EPA, they have a statement that they put out saying exposure to household air pollution like cook stove smoke leads to roughly 4 million premature deaths each year and is the 4th worst health risk in the world. That's 4 million deaths that we can avoid just by cleaning the air in our home. So every time you cook, think about that. Where does this all go? Well, think about Newton's law. What goes up must come down. So the law of gravity applies to this. It lands on our furniture, our flooring, our carpet. It's pretty much everywhere. It winds up in our ventilation system and it recirculates and gets airborne again, and we start the vicious cycle all over again. So why is this important again? Well, according to Dr. Cascio, who is the director of the EPA's Environmental Public Health Division, by the way, EPA is Environmental Protection Agency, he states 5% or more of heart disease deaths may be related to poor air pollution exposure. That means all that polluted air is affecting your cardiovascular system. So we've mentioned that, how it affects your cardiovascular system, but it doesn't end there. In his report, he also mentions that it causes lung inflammation, decreased lung function, increase in asthma attacks, and can cause cardiovascular problems. So that's pretty serious. It's not only affecting our lungs, but it's affecting our cardiovascular system. We talked about the allergens in your home and where they settle and how they recirculate in your house. Let's talk about some allergic reactions. Influenza, for instance. We're all familiar with that. Nose, eyes, and throat irritations among other infectious diseases. Look at the poor guy in the first picture. You don't want to feel like him when you go to work, but you're going to have to go to work after an all-nighter with your family taking care of them to pay those medical bills that are attached to all these illnesses. So what can you do to reduce the air pollutants in your home? Well, you can start off by replacing your air filters. You can buy the washable kind, but just remember when you wash them, make sure they air dry really good before you put it in the air unit. Otherwise, you're going to have mold spores grow on them. Or you can buy the disposable kind. And according to an article in WebMD, they recommend a HEPA filter. That's the best for reducing allergens in your home. You can also purchase an air cleaner. However, according to an opinion by Dr. Rabinovich, who's assistant professor of pediatrics at the National Jewish Medical Research Center in Denver, he states, buying an air cleaner is not my first suggestion. It's more of a backup recommendation. So I would say if you really need one, I would look into dealing with all the sources, and if that doesn't remediate the problem with your allergens, then go ahead and invest in a good air cleaner. You can always open your windows and your doors and bring in the fresh air, but just make sure that the humidity and the pollen count is low. Also, when you're cleaning, check you're going to use your vacuum cleaners, check your air filters in there. And also check the canister. Make sure that they're both clean before you use it. That way you're not incorporating more pollution into your air. And then when you purchase products to clean your home, consider buying organic natural cleaning products. Not only are they safer for the environment, but they're also safer for you. So think about it this way. Go green when you clean. You can find more information at www.epa.gov/indoor air quality. www.webmd.com/allergies. There's a featured article on do you need an air filter? And you can also go to www.cleanair4life.com/what is dust made out of. So I expect you to go home and consider what I've told you today and take it as a serious matter for your health and your family members, and clean that house up and change your filters.